Welcome to another episode of the Royal Brothers Wrestling Show. I myself is Alan Royal.
Am Alan Royal.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I had to play dictionary today.
Grammar
And
class.
thank you. And I'm Antoine Royal, obviously his brother. And we just here to bring you our, what's the word I'm looking for?
Our opinions and thoughts on wrestling.
There you go, like what he said.
Well, what type of opinions do you have?
Oh, I have many opinions. And that's the reason for the show. We're just going to throw as many out there as we can in the allotted time possible.
Okay, now what about WrestleMania, since we didn't get a chance to do that? And,
You really want my honest opinion of WrestleMania?
Well, I mean, this is the forum to do it.
My honest opinion of WrestleMania, and I'm going to be very nice about it. It was a C- show.
Ooh, C-.
C-.
I thought it was.
There were many flaws and just so much.
You know-
I mean, like, there was just so much blah. And as the show progressed, the not worse it got, but the momentum got lower.
I mean, I think the fans were, really expecting more from WWE because of, all the rumors surrounding who was going to be returning, who was, coming back from injury and all this stuff like that. And, you only got to see maybe two people.
Hardys.
Well, yeah, two people.
That I was very excited for.
I know. I marked that too, which was the Hardys.
Which-
Hardy Boys.
Which was easily the moment of the night at WrestleMania.
I didn't know they was going to show up.
Sure had me fooled.
Shoot, I thought it was gonna be the New Day again. Shoot, I thought they were just gonna.
I was hyped for that too because I originally thought, they the host, and I figured they put themselves in the match. But that's very creative booking by the creative team,
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I
and also good on Triple H to get them under contract.
That's true because Triple H has did a phenomenal job getting a lot of people under contract when. A lot of people say, "Oh, Triple H is not doing this good of a job," but I think
Basically, Triple H gets a bad rep for burying people. At least that's what they say.
Well, he used to, but now that he took a back seat to his wrestling career for somewhat, he's helping younger talent or other guys from different promotions come and showcase their talent on a grander stage in WWE now. One of those guys happened to be a signee from last year, AJ Styles, who I think had a pretty decent match against Shane McMahon at WrestleMania.
If it wasn't for the Hardys, you could make a case for that being match of the night.
Well, yeah, I would say that one, either that one, or
And you could say he carried Shane McMahon.
well,
But for Shane McMahon not being a wrestler, he actually did a pretty good job.
Yeah, Shane did good, but you also know Shane is a brawler, so he had that feeling of okay, I gotta kind of improvise and see what I'm gonna do now, and he don't have that that wrestling ability like you said, and it really showed that he don't have the wrestling ability, but Shane came out with some new moves that you've never seen before. I've never seen him do a shooting star press.
I never seen him do a shooting star press. That was news to me, and very, very impressive.
Shoot, because another person, I ain't gonna say right now. We'll say it for another topic. But another match that piqued my interest, even though it was kind of short, was the SmackDown Women's Championship match. I actually liked it because. Oh, what now? What you didn't like? What didn't you like about it?
It's not that I didn't like it. It was just so predictable. That's all.
I mean, yeah, in a case of where the location was and who was in it.
Of course, yeah. Sorry to cut you off there. Go
No,
ahead.
it's okay. But I think it could have did better by SmackDown surprising everyone with Naomi coming out at WrestleMania instead of the week before.
Would have made a lot more sense booking and build-up wise.
I mean, I think that's the only slip-up I really seen SmackDown make. But, I mean, I was still impressed with the match. The ladies did have, a good match. And Alexa Bliss really didn't, have a big moment, and seeing that she had just got the title back. Well, we already knew what was going to happen with Naomi.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
You said that's the only slip up SmackDown made? Because I noticed another one that happened that night too, during the pre-show.
Really?
And that was Baron Corbin not winning the Intercontinental Championship.
I don't know.
I truly believed it was time for them to take it off Ambrose.
Well,
Why they didn't do that, I don't know. Baron Corbin was white hot.
I mean, he still kind of is.
Yeah, but they just basically ended the feud abruptly with Ambrose going to Monday Night Raw, and we'll get into the shakeup in a little bit.
But with Baron Corbin, losing that match at WrestleMania against Ambrose, it takes a lot of pressure off of Ambrose, because I feel like with Baron Corbin in that match, I think he's kind of superseding Ambrose in that feud.
Why do you say that?
Because a simple fact, you get a lot of hype over Ambrose being this lunatic, but you don't really hear about how much better Baron Corbin is really being in that feud. And I think for the most part,
Baron Corbin carried Dean Ambrose through it.
yeah, pretty much.
Because to be quite honest, I like Dean Ambrose. I don't dislike the guy, but he's overrated to me.
I think he's getting a little stale.
He's overrated to me.
I mean,
that's not a real big knock against him. He's good entertainment wise, as far as wrestling ability.
Oh man, wrestling ability. I think he can use a little polishing up. I mean, you can't keep the whole lunatic thing on forever. Even Mick Foley had to do some wrestling moves, and like in some regular matches. And for the most part, you gotta change it up sometimes. I kind of agree. Vince said that before. Like you can't do the same thing every night.
And it's like Ambrose's character now would have fit the Attitude Era perfectly, especially with the 24/7 hardcore title rule.
Yeah.
Would have fit him perfectly.
Oh, that would have been perfect for Ambrose. But, Ambrose said before that he didn't really like the Attitude Era that much. But who's to say he was probably just saying stuff just to say it.
Well, to each his own. I mean, I personally love the Attitude Era, but we'll save that for another time.
But even with that, I feel like, Intercontinental Championship should have stayed on SmackDown. I like it there. Like, even though, U.S. title is my favorite title. Well, one of them. I'm sorry. I should say one of my favorite titles. My favorite title being the Big Gold Belt, the World Heavyweight Championship, but the U.S. title being one of my second. It's probably my second favorite. And with the match Jericho and KO had, I actually was intrigued by it. I was actually into it more than some of the other matches I was watching that night. And
their match told a story, and I thought it would end the feud there, but
no, it's not.
I guess it's not over quite yet.
No, it's not over yet,
and of course we all know Chris Jericho's supposed to be leaving soon, and
well, I mean we don't know when.
I'm guessing after Payback, but
if he is, then that'll be
I mean, it's pretty much. Well, you know what? We'll get into that when we talk about the shakeup.
Okay, but I like the spot they did at WrestleMania. I like you said, the storytelling. They really jailed with the audience, and especially KO. I'm starting to be more of a KO fan myself too.
I've always been a KO fan. Ever since he was Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor. That's his real name, folks.
Well, I think with him being the ultimate heel, I think he's the biggest heel they have on Monday Night Raw right now. Consistent.
Well, now he's on SmackDown, but we'll get into that later.
Consistent. He was the biggest heel on Raw, and then the storytelling he did with Jericho, and Jericho can sell a story to a bookkeeper. Now, with that feud, still going on, apparently.
It's coming to an end pretty soon.
Yeah, it's coming to an end. I feel like with KO, he can do a good feud with somebody on the SmackDown roster.
And who might that person be?
I feel like if you give him a shot, because of what happened at the Royal Rumble when he first debuted, AJ Styles. KO versus AJ.
I had a feeling you might say that, and I kind of see that coming up anyway. But once again, that's part of the shakeup. So let's quickly wrap up WrestleMania so we can go into it.
Okay, let's go. Universal Championship match.
Very short. I honestly didn't even get to see it.
Honestly, I actually like the length of it. It went maybe 7.5 minutes long, but it's longer than any match that Goldberg had since he came back. And for it to end,
Probably longer than any match Goldberg had in his career.
Actually, no. Goldberg has had longer matches before, especially the matches with DDP. DDP.
You mean the one that we didn't see at Halloween Havoc?
Shoot, I saw it. I saw it. But I had to go to the WWE Network to do it. But it was just the simple fact that it was long enough to where, fans can enjoy it just a little bit longer than what we saw at the Survivor Series and that little small amount of
sample size at the Royal Rumble, yeah.
Right, little sample size there. I just didn't like the fact that they were just hitting each other with the finisher maneuvers.
You know what that sounds like? Triple H or WrestleMania 25.
No, you've seen a lot more than finisher moves. And
I know that, but that match pretty much basically started off with finisher, Triple H, finisher, Randy Orton, finisher. And then they had the match. I don't understand it.
Well, they had to get the fans into it. But I don't know why they had to do that. I mean, with what was going on then, you could have just, went ahead with the match. Randy Orton put on a great match then, and then at WrestleMania against Bray Wyatt. I didn't think he was gonna pull it off. I thought they was gonna keep the title on Bray.
Yes, I agree. I thought they were gonna keep the title on Bray Wyatt and let him have a lengthy run as the champion. Because I don't see him being no more than a 1 or maybe 2-time champion.
And I feel like that was a knock on Bray. They say it wasn't, but I think it was a knock on Bray Wyatt simply because I think they wanted Orton to have another feud with somebody else, and
well, in that case, why even give Bray Wyatt the championship to begin with?
And he only held it a month, maybe?
Not even that.
Wow, less than a month, and you.
I mean, the match itself was pretty blah, but.
Yeah, I didn't really like that match, but for the little moment they did have, when Bray Wyatt, did his whole crawling behind the, crawling backwards thing, that little effect was so awesome. I was like, what? They never did that before. And I don't know what it was on the mat, but it was like maybe bugs or, like dead fish or something, or some type of fish. It was awesome. That was an amazing graphic they even pulled out at WrestleMania.
But it still didn't help the quality of the match, though.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
It still didn't help because once Bray got up, after he turned around, he fell into an RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, Orton wins the title 13 times.
Okay, and quickly, let's go over Roman Reigns and The Undertaker.
Okay.
Which was pretty much the unpopular.
Oh wow.
And the unpopular result of human history.
I don't think that should even happen. Honestly, folks. Bray Wyatt would have had a better chance at winning than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, I don't think should have won that match at all. I don't feel like he was ready to take that type of weight on his shoulders.
Personally, the streak should not have been. This is the night the streak should have ended if he's gonna retire. And if anyone should have broke, you know who I'm about to say, right? If anyone should have broken that streak, CM Punk should have broke that streak.
He had the better storytelling quality than Brock did. You know, Brock's there, you know, just to look cute for the camera during the
Basically
shows.
put it like this. Don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of Brock Lesnar. I'm a fan of Bray Wyatt. But we're from Chicago. We love CM Punk.
Punk will tell a story better. He will get the fans into it more than Brock would. Brock's just, you know, looking to, you know, go in the ring, get his money, do whatever he wants, and then leave.
CM Punk has what Brock and Bray does not have: better wrestling ability, and like you said earlier, she can sell a story to the crowd.
Sure. And with Punk not being there, you just kind of flipping a coin to see who's going next. He's like, you going down the list. Okay, who's gonna go up? Okay, we're gonna choose Roman this year, and then that's who they choose to beat the Undertaker for the second time at WrestleMania.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't dislike Roman Reigns. The guy gives 100% effort, but he's getting the John Cena push. And I feel like they just forcing him on us, and we don't need nothing like that again.
Which brings me to this point. Kurt Angle actually did an interview talking about this actual subject, that he skipped past all the mid-card titles to go straight to the main championship. That's not going to attract the fans.
Well, John Cena did win the United States Championship at WrestleMania 20, yeah.
He went to a mid-card title first, worked his way up.
Oh, you talking about Roman Reigns? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm talking about Roman Reigns. He went straight to.
Well, he was.
No, he was
tag team champion, yeah.
With Seth
Rollins, yeah.
But as far as the singles push, he went straight to the world title picture instead of working his way through the ladder. Anybody else that was there before him